guys, welcome to a new Facebook Live with Makita Latin America. Thank you so much for joining us again, and we're very happy and excited to have you here today. So before we start, I want to invite you to please come and join us and follow us on our social media, Makita Latin America, and Facebook and also Instagram. And as we do this live, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you want to tell us where you're watching us from, you can always leave us a comment right here in the bottom, or you can also contact us, text us at the Makita line in WhatsApp, and the number is +1 786 617 8650. I really hope that you guys enjoy this video today. So as you've seen before, in the past lives, we have been showing you guys on how we use this battery, the 18-volt battery, on our OPE line, right? But today we're going to be showing you guys that this battery can be used also in more than 270 tools from Makita. So I'm just going to leave this here for you guys, and my co-worker Ricardo is going to show you how we can make this daily work on the tools. Enjoy the show, guys.
Hi there. Once again, we're here in this Facebook Live. And like my colleague Fernanda says, today we're going to be talking about some hammer drills, okay? We're going to be talking about electric hammer drills, battery-based hammer drills, and also rotary hammers. So as you can see, we have them on this side. And first of all, I want to start talking about this electric model that we have. Our friend Daniel Fernandez has it right now. It is a 3/8 of an inch. As you can see, it has already a bit, which is already 3/8. It's the maximum capacity that this hammer drill can do. And this one in specific has 3 modes. And it's very special, and I'm gonna let you know why. As you can see, Daniel Fernandez, he's moving the different settings and modes that it has. It has only rotation, which is going to be used in drilling wood, metal. Then we have percussion with rotation, which is going to be used in concrete. And then at last, we have the fastening mode. With this mode, we're going to be able to use different bits and insert bits to fasten any screw or fix any light, things that we need to fix around the house. This model in specific is very useful, like I said, for homeowners and also for professionals that they need lightweight or light applications. This mode in specific is used by people that do a lot of installations for windows, glass, that have to work with aluminum frames, and also they have to install the glass on top of it. They use a regular drill, but in this case, this one is better, because when you use a regular drill, what happens is that you're not able to control the RPMs, and the only way to control the RPMs is by using the trigger, like like Fernandez is showing right now. And what can happen is that if you press it too hard, the RPMs are going to go too fast, and you can break the screw, and you can damage the material or break the glass in this case. So let's stop talking and let's do some demonstrations with this bit. Let's go to the other side. We can see that we already have some material ready to do some holes. We have a metal stud, and we also have a 2x4, and we're going to be drilling both materials at the same time with this 3/8 inch bit. So let's do some demonstrations. Great. So as you can see, it can do the job. What is recommended in this case, let's see, all our tools in the market, they have a maximum capacity. When you have the maximum capacity, it's not recommended to go all the way to the max capacity when it comes to the bit. What is recommended is to use a 20% less of the size that is the max. So in this case, Danielle is showing you the right size that is ideal for this kind of tool to be able to be more productive. So now that we already did this, what do you say, Danny, if we go ahead and do some demonstrations but using the fastening mode? Great, so we take out this bit and we're gonna go ahead and change the accessories. We're gonna be using kind of a square drive to use and fix auto self screw. Auto self fit screw. Okay. I want to mention that also this model, you can find it at different stores in your territories. If you have any comments or any questions about one of these models that we're going to be showing today, please leave us your comments and we're going to be sending you private message with the right information. Are we ready, Danny? Okay, so let's go ahead and do some fixing with this. You can see the screw that he's going to be using. Remember to also set the hammer drill in fastening mode. One of the things that I want to point out is that, as you can see, it has different numbers. And those numbers are the torque settings that are going to be used only in fastening mode. For this application, we're going to be using setting number 8. Okay. Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. We had time. Okay, great. I wanna point out something. Do you heard that noise? Can you put it again and just press the trigger? There you go. That sound. That's the sound that is letting me know it already hit the right torque setting. If I keep on doing it the same, it's not gonna happen anything. It's not gonna go deeper. But if I increase the torque setting, the number, let's say if it was in 8 and I go to number 20, it's gonna go all the way in. And by doing this, it's gonna prevent the screw not to get damaged and the material as well. Okay? So now, what do you say, Danny, if we tell all the viewers what's about with the hammer drills when it comes to the cordless platform? So first of all, there are some questions that some of us ask when we are shopping for a new hammer drill or a new tool. Why Makita? It's kind of expensive sometimes. Which hammer drill should I choose? Which tool should I choose? Well, I'm going to give you the tips and the answers for those questions. Here, my friend Danny Fernandez is going to be showing you 3 different batteries. The first one that he's pointed out is from the competitors that you're going to be able to find in the different markets. Those 2. If we can focus the image on those 2, Danny is going to be showing you that it doesn't have any protection in the connections and in the boards, in the circuits. It doesn't have any epoxy or silicone or no protection at all. So that means that the humidity is going to, at one point, kill this. And most of the time in our territory, which is Central America and the Caribbean, we have a lot of humidity. So if our batteries and tools are not protected the way that they should, they're going to get damaged pretty fast. So also another thing that I want to point out is that the cover of the cells, as you can see, most of these batteries, they use AA cells, somehow like that. And in this one in specific, it doesn't have that much protection in the terminals at the ends, in both ends. And also, if we go to the other battery from the competitor, you're going to notice the same issue. It doesn't have any epoxy on the connections, on the circuits. The protection is a little bit more protected than the other one. But one thing is that they don't have a chip reader. This chip reader helps us to connect and talk to each other between the battery, the tool, and the charger. This one in specific, it's Makita battery. As you can see, it has epoxy on the circuits, on the boards. It has two of them, and both of them they have the epoxy. Then that yellow part, the yellow part that you have on the top, exactly that one, that's the chip reader. That's the chip reader that is gonna communicate with the charger and the battery to have a better performance. Also on the top, I wanna mention that it has an air conduct or air vent. That little space is gonna give us the benefit that when the charger is charging the battery, it's gonna blow air into that little conduct, and it's gonna be able to cool down the battery as they are charging. Another thing I want to mention is that it is well covered with this hard plastic. The terminals on both sides of the cells are strong. They use good quality. And well, this is what is the big difference between batteries. Also, now that we're here, I want to point out that we have different chargers. Those chargers that Daniel has there are from some of the competitors that we're going to find in the market as well. As you can see, they don't have nothing different between each other. They don't have parts that can change between each other as well. Let's say that if that contact that Danny is using gets damaged, I can't change it because it's already soldered. It has epoxy, and I cannot just unplug it and replace it by another part. But if we go to Makita, they are two things besides the cord, the power cord that can be changed. If you lift it up a little bit more, Danny, there we go, right there. We can see that. Can you? There we go. That's the fan connection, the fan connector, and that one right there is the switch or the terminals connection. If you switch around the charger, you're gonna be able to see the fan. That fan can be changed, and also the terminals that are behind it can be changed. The yellow part can be changed as well. Okay, great. Also, I want to point out that we have on this side our 40-volt XGT platform. We have 2.5 amps, 2.5 amp batteries, 4.0, and this is the charger that we have. And in a little bit, we're going to be talking about some of those tools as well. So now, let's go to the next side, where we can see the hammer drills, cordless hammer drills. Great. So, as you can see, I have 6 different ones. And you're going to be asking why I have this many hammer drills. How can I choose the right one? Well, let me tell you that, first of all, we have in this level right here, we have model DHP 453 and model DHP 482. So we're going to put it on this swivel table so you can look at the model in a better angle. Now that Danny has that already, we're set. Great. So Danny, what do you say if before I start talking about this, we go ahead and talk about the components and why to choose Makita versus the competitor? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So if we go to this side first, thank you for that one, Leah. We have 3 different components from 3 different hammer drills in the competition that we can find in the market as well. As you can see, that one has the switch, has the terminals on the bottom, and also some of them they have LED lights. But guess what? None of them can be replaced because they are soldered as well. They had epoxy, so there's no way that I can take it out. And also, if you keep showing that one, Danny, the one that you show first, there is a metal plate right there. That tells you that this tool is gonna be heating up a lot. So this metal part, what it's gonna do is that it's gonna decrease the the heat inside the tool, but still it's not gonna fix it completely. So your tool is gonna get damaged pretty soon. Then if we move on to the next parts that we have here available, we know, yeah, that one's fine. Basically all of them are the same. You can tell that there is not that much of a difference. They don't use like epoxy on the circuits on the motherboard. There you go. There is no epoxy on that one. So as well, the humidity is gonna damage that in the long run. The switch, the trigger, you're not gonna be able to replace it as well. And I think that the connection, the terminals, neither, right? Okay, so if we go to the third one, we're gonna notice the same issues than the previous ones. There is no epoxy, the switch cannot be changed or replaced, and also the LED lights. Great, so now let's go to Makita. Why Makita? That's the reason why. As you can see, we have 3 different parts from the main unit that can be replaced. We have the LED light at the top, then we have in the middle the switch or trigger, and then we have the terminals. Those, if you see the little plugs, can you show the plugs? There you go. Those little plugs are very easy to plug and unplug to replace these parts. So let's say that you have this hammer drill for about 5 years and has no more warranty. Then by you asking for this part, you're able to fix it yourself without taking it to service, because sometimes it can be kind of expensive if it is not under warranty. So if you're a hands-on person, you can easily replace these parts, and you don't have to solder or use no other materials than just your hands. So great. Now we can go ahead and start talking about the tools that we're going to be presenting today. So Danny already has in the swivel table 2 models, DHP 453 and DHP 452. The 452, the 482 I mean, that's a brushless version, which means that doesn't have carbon brushes that make sparks. In the other hand, DHP 453, that one does have carbon brushes. So when you have carbon brushes, what is going to happen is that when these carbon brushes, they are gone or they are wasted, you need to replace them, because if not, your tool is not going to be able to power it. In the other hand, if you don't have brushes like that model that he's getting right now, you're going to have 2 things: less maintenance, and another thing is that, as you can see, you can visually see the difference, that the size, it's way a big difference. It's longer on the brush one, and in the brushless one, it's smaller, it's more compact. But another thing is that being brushless makes the tool be between I don't know, let's say a 20% more running time, you're gonna get as a benefit. But also, it's gonna be a little bit more powerful than its previous version, which is the brush version. Okay, so let's do some demonstrations with DHP 453, Danny. We're gonna get a HSS bit, and we're gonna drill into wood. This model in specific is the top seller for Makita Latin America's cordless line. The top seller, because it's very useful, it's not expensive, and it can be reached this for, let's say, homeowners, professional use that is going to be lightweight. It's not going to be heavy duty applications. You can easily use this, and you're going to find them in hardware stores and sometimes in home centers as well. So let's do some demonstration with this. Can you do another one? So I think you're not putting that much pressure, right, Danny? Great. So this tool is very easygoing. It's ergonomic. It's a little bit heavier than the previous version. Has 2 speed transmission, and as well, it has the 3 modes setting, right? Has drilling only for metal and wood. Has percussion mode, which is for concrete, and then it has the fastening mode. So, Danny, let's talk about the next class that we have. So we have model DHP 482, which is a brushed version, and then we have DHP 484. It is a brushless version. This class is going to be from professional use to semi-commercial use. Has more torque than the previous models, and it's obvious that it has more capacity when it comes to the bit that you can use in these tools. The size, it's similar. Okay, so Danny, let's do some demonstrations with DHP 482. This model, we can see it a lot in the Caribbean, in Central America. The users like this model a lot. And we're going to be using a concrete bit. So great, if you want, Danny, come around so you can be more comfortable and the viewers can see the application. So let's do 2 holes. We gotta make sure that we have it in the right mode, as Danny is changing it right now, in percussion mode. So let's do it. Great. Do you want to do another hole? Let's do another one. Great, Danny. So this tool, in comparison with the previous version, has more torque. For this kind of concrete slab that we have, I think that from this one and up, we can use very easily with no problems. So now, if we go to this other side, we're going to be able to use and also talk about the other class that we have. We have model DHP 458 brushed version, and then we have DHP 481 brushless. This class right here, it is commercial class. If you want heavy duty applications, we have this other option for you. Has a higher capacity. When you can see the really big difference in the capacity, it's in wood. Because in metal and concrete, the maximum capacity for all this cordless hammer drills, it's 1/2 inch. So in this case, I can use the 1/2 inch drill bit, and only that one, because the battery is not going to drain as fast as the previous model. Since this tool has more power, it's going to allow me to work only with that specific bit. So let's do some demonstrations with model the brushless version DHP 481. And in this case, we're going to be using a hole saw, right, Danny? Great. So we're going to be using a 3-inch hole saw. For this type of application, we got to make sure that the mode that we use on the hammer drill has to be on rotation only. We're gonna be using it. As you can see, Danny, can you show the two transmission speed that it has? It has two transmission speeds. The one that we recommend to use is speed number 1. Why? Because if you use speed number 2, the only thing that you're gonna get is higher RPMs, more speed. But in speed number 1, you're gonna get the most torque on the tool. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some demonstration, Danny. Watch out. Great. So as you can see, the wood that we're using right now, it's very thick. This one we did it with a 6-inch. And that's the hole that we used. It takes a lot of time because it's a lot of demand, a lot of power that you need in order to cut this type of wood. But also, this one, he did it. As you can see, was stuck easily. He does it with no problems. So now that we're in this one, Danny, let's show them the new HGT hammer drill that we have. It's a 40-volt platform. And what's the difference between that one and the ones that he has on his side? Is more power. This tool is designed to have, for longer periods of time, the same load of charge or application. If it is demanding a lot of power, that kind of application, we can use this kind of tool, and it's gonna be the best tool that we can use for that. This is an industrial class hammer drill. So let's do some demonstrations. You want to use the same bit?
On the wood or?
Let's do some on wood.
All right.
Great. So as you were able to see, this one has more power than the other one. It took less time to be able to drill this 3-inch hole. And that same drill did this as well. So Can you show the thickness of it? Because the thickness, that's a lot of material that has to cut, and it's impressive. The power is impressive. And if you don't hold it the right way, you can get hurt because it has a lot of power. So now, Danny, let's get the same tool and let's do some holes on concrete so they can also see the performance of this tool. You get that one? If you have any questions, please write down on this Facebook Live and we're going to send you a private message with the information. Please share this video and give us a like as well on Facebook. So let's do some demos with this, Danny. We're ready? You have it on percussion mode, right? So we're set, ready to go then. Let's make another hole. Great, so you can see that it has the power to do the holes on concrete as well. But now, let's move on and let's start talking about the rotary hammers that we have. But first of all, I want to point out the difference and how to choose a rotary hammer and when it's the time to go from hammer drills to rotary hammers. So this is it. A hammer drill, as you were able to hear, has 3 modes. So the 33%, let's say that the 100% of the work of the tool is going to be divided in 3. 33% metal and wood for drilling, 33% for concrete, and the other 33% is going to be for fastening. But in a rotary hammer, it's ideal and it was designed to do holes in concrete. So that model that Danny has on his hands, it's model DHR 171. It is a subcompact 18-bolt rotary hammer, SDS Plus. The subcompact models that we have now, including that one, they have 2 modes. Has percussion with rotation and also has rotation only. Rotation only can be used drilling metal and drilling wood. And we have different accessories. As you are able to see on this side, we have this accessory that when you buy another chuck like this, you're gonna be able to use the regular bits, that you have for your hammer drill. You can use them with this one. So we have an example over there of the same thing as well. This is very similar. This one in specific is this one. You use this chuck. And this one right here, if you already have this chuck, the only thing that you need to buy is this, which is the adapter for SDS Plus. In this case, let's use this one, that this one is already set. So I want to mention also that when you're going to be using the bits or insert bits, in this case this adapter, in any SDS Plus rotary hammer, it's always a good thing to put grease on these edges right here. That way you can have lubrication on the shaft, on the shank as well, and inside the tool of the rotary hammer. This is going to prevent the accessory to heat up a lot, and because of that friction, the heat can damage the accessory but also can damage the tool. So let's put a little bit of grease on this. You just push and press the grease one time, and you spread it out like this. Great. So, Danny, we're good to go. Great. Great, Danny. So, can you do another hole, please? With that same, yeah, with that same accessory. Great, Danny. So now that you're there, I want to point out that for this accessory, it comes in two parts, right? This one comes only one part, this and this. But in this case, if you already have the chuck, like I said, you get this other adapter. You get the screw inside of this hole where you put the bit. And this one goes over here. And you just have to screw it. And you're ready to go. So for the people that have already the regular drill bits like this one, or like we have something like this one, you're ready to go once you have this chuck and this adapter, and you can use your rotary hammer for it. Great. So with this said, let's move on and let's start talking about this other hammer, rotary hammer that we have here. It's DHR 182. This is a premium model, has ABT technology, which is an anti-vibration technology. This anti-vibration technology has two springs on both sides of the tool. Where Danny's pointed out, he has two springs that go up and down when the action of the percussion is happening. So that's gonna lower and absorb that vibration. Also, another thing that it has is that division between the motor and the piston. Remember that rotary hammers, they work with pistons to be able to hit the concrete faster and more powerful. Another thing that this has a brushless motor as well. And this one in a specific has the ability to use an adapter for dust extraction. So you have a cleaner environment. Great. So another thing that this one has an AWS technology, which is a Bluetooth wireless connection. When you have a wireless vacuum of Makita as well, you can synchronize it to the vacuum without using any cables, and you're set ready to go. In this case, let's do some demonstrations using an SDS Plus concrete bit. One of the things that I want to mention is that our hammer drill HP001G, can you bring that one, Danny, please? So this hammer drill, when it comes to power, in comparison with a rotary hammer, it's between the subcompact one, which is DHR 171, and DHR 182. This is more powerful than this by a little bit, and this one is more powerful than this. So it's in between both of them. So let's say that you already have this tool and you need more power, go ahead and do this one. Another thing is that this model in specific is the top seller for the rotary hammers in the whole world for Makita. The whole world, not only Makita Latin America, Makita USA and the rest of the affiliates as well. So let's do some demonstrations with this, Danny, and let me know how do you feel. So when you need faster drilling in concrete, for sure you need to choose a rotary hammer. This is a great tool. But now let's move to the next class that we have. And we're going to be using a 18 times 2 platform. That means that this tool uses two 18-volt batteries at the same time. And we're going to be using model DHR 280. This is our top model in the 18 times 2 class. It's ideal for commercial use. Has ABT technology as well, anti-vibration. This one has 3 modes. 3 modes is hammer with percussion, hammer only, and I want to point out that in hammer only you can use this rotary hammers for chipping functions, not so much demolition, because if you use demolition with this, can damage the tool in the long run. But in this case, we're going to be doing only some drilling on concrete. So let's go ahead and do some demonstrations with this. Great, Danny. Another thing that I want to point out is that you have another accessory that can be used with a rotary hammer in order for you to use the bits and do fastening applications. So we have this adapter that is for SDS Plus. Once you have this, you're able to use this insert bits. So let's say that I use this Phillips. Once I have it in, I'm able to use it right here. So you want to do some demonstrations with this in wood? We have a question? Yeah.
Now with this model, but the previous one, how many holes can we make with one battery, one full charge battery?
You're talking about model what? DHR 182?
Yes, the one previously shown.
Okay, great. Who's asking this question? What's the name of the beer?
Gilberto Quintero.
Gilberto Quintero. Hi, Gilberto. Thank you for your question. Well, I cannot tell you a specific amount of how many holes you're going to be able to do. This question is very popular. It's one of the most popular. How many holes I can do with, I don't know, with this tool? Well, there are a lot of facts that work around this. You need to have, that depends on the type of material that you're using, the type of accessory that you're using as well, what size of it is, if it is a half inch, if it is a 3/8, a 5/8, and also another thing, what quality of accessory you're using. So there is no specific quantity when it comes to the drilling holes that can do, but I can send you some more information about this specific tool when it comes to the performance in different materials. And we're gonna be contacting you through private message so you can have that information. Right now we're not providing as much technical information like this one, so we can go faster and we can finish up, because we have a lot of tools that are, well, not a lot, but we have more tools that are coming up, and I want to be able to show you the rest of the tools. But thank you for that one. We have another question. So let's use this one when it comes to the drilling bits. Exactly. And like Danny says, Danny, let's do it. You can put it on rotation only. And let's do it on wood. In this case, since we don't have the fastening mode on this one, you have to use the variable speed trigger. Great. So as you can see, if you have a rotary hammer, you're able to drive in screws. Let's do it one more time so you can see the difference. Great. Wonderful, Danny.
Let's show the card. Put it to
Great. So that's a really good option. We're going to be showing this model in specific is the HR242. It is an 18-bolt rotary hammer. In this case, as you can see, we are using this attachment, which is a dust extraction attachment. What it's going to do is that instead of leaving those little mountains of dust on top of the concrete slab, it's going to start sucking all that dust, so you have a free environment, a dust-free environment. So let's go ahead and do some demonstrations.
this way right here.
So as you notice, we don't have no dust at all. Everything is on that dust extraction compartment. And the filter, it has a HEPA filter. The HEPA filters are designed to capture up to 99.7% of up to 0.3 microns in size. So for this situation that we are now in the world with this pandemic, the HEPA filter is a really good option, and we also have it in our vacuums. So now let's use this same tool, but with this power source, backpack power source that we have. As you're able to notice, it has 4 different ports, and the only thing that you have to do once you don't have to put all 4. You can put 1, but I mean the main point for this is to put all 4 so you don't have to carry it, the batteries around. And what is the main benefit for this is that if you have a rotary hammer, you gotta be drilling holes for anchoring. You can do it for up to 3 hours with this tool, with that same tool, DHR242, and with the 4 batteries, using 5 amp batteries. So as you can see, Danny, he's holding the attachment. That's an 18-bolt attachment. It also comes with a 18x2 attachment. This attachment is for the tools that are 18x2, and you just have to plug it from here. So now let's go ahead and do some demonstrations with this 18-bolt one. As you're able to notice, there is no dust again. Everything is in the attachment. Great, Danny, thank you. So now we're gonna move on to the next platform that we have, the industrial platform, 40 volts SGT. Here we have this model, HR003G. Has ABT mode. It is brushless. Remember, ABT, it is anti-vibration technology. It also has 3 modes. It has percussion, has rotation only, and has rotation with percussion. And as well, you can use the same adapter to use the insert bits. So today we're gonna be doing some demonstrations with this half-inch bit, concrete bit. We're ready to go, Danny?
Yep.
Great, let's do it. Great, Danny. Thank you. So now let's show this other attachment that we have for this. This is a new dust extraction attachment that is designed for this model in specific, HR003G. And it's going to do the same thing as the previous model. It's going to be a dust-free application. So there's going to be a clean environment, but also it's going to help the operator to not inhale all these particles in his system. So great, Danny. Do we have another thing that we should be talking today? Let me see. As you can see, we have different tools. We have different kind of applications, different uses. We have different adapters as well for different kind of applications. And another thing that I want to say and I want to mention is that in the 18-volt battery platform, you're able to use, with this battery, more than 270 plus tools. More than 270 plus tools. Always remember that. You have from OP, you have from metal industry, you have from wood industry to concrete industry. And sometimes we have radios, we have fan jackets, we have even coffee makers as well. So we have a lot of solutions for you. I really want to thank all of you for watching this video. Please share this video. Pay attention to the next Facebook Lives that we're going to be casting next week, every Thursday at the same time, 3 o'clock Miami. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please leave it right there on the Facebook Live. And I think that that's going to be it for today. So thank you once again, and have a great day.